Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive on WCPT 820.
Alain Ghiai is the CEO of GlobeX Data Ltd, and he is a cybersecurity expert. And hopefully, Alain, you're going to tell us how we can keep our information safe. How are you?
Hi, Joan. Pleasure to be here with you and your listeners. Yes, I'd be happy to give you guys some tips. That's for sure.
Well, that would be great. First of all, how do these digital criminals steal data? How do they do their work?
So what they do is they prey on a few things. At a high level, they go to weak infrastructures. That's from data centers or telephone companies that have weaker unsecured network, public Wi-Fi's, and so forth. And then they get into your devices, whether mobile phone, tablets, or laptops, mostly through digging information from social media. So social media is a huge contributor to data that goes to these cyber hackers, who are really machines. And essentially they compile data and they put a profile about you, and they know where you're going, where you eat, and what bank you use, and so forth. Okay, now I know that at least on Facebook there's a feature where if you have it set a certain way and you have your phone with you, it'll say Joan Esposito is at Navy Pier at the Shakespeare Theater. But I usually have that sort of thing turned off. Are you saying that's not enough? I'm saying that's a good start. It's not enough. That is an amazing start. Most people would not even do that. I would say turn your location off. That's few people could do that, because let's say you do a search on Google for a restaurant, you would need to have your location on. So it's quasi-impossible if you do a lot of work on the net, and if you use social media, essentially it's impossible to have that turned off. So I would say reduce your social media activity, have your locator turned off, and also the other thing is if you have a lot of pictures that you post online, that is a location marker as well. These machines are very sophisticated, and they can basically trace where you're going, and they can trace your habits. So turning off the location thing.
And you pretty much have to shut off that for every app you have. It's not like a one button fix, because that's what I've done. I've gone into my phone and I've gone to settings and I've looked at each app and I've opened it up to see what I have turned on, and do I have background data on, do I have location services on, and that sort of thing. But as far as you said about posting pictures, are you talking about, like, if I'm out with a friend and I take her picture and I want to tweet it out, have I just told your machines where I am? Absolutely. So no. So going back to your turning off every location, node or whatever they call it, that would be a good start. I also have a sticker on the front and the back of my phone camera, and if I happen to want to take a beautiful photo of a scenery, I just take the sticker off of the back camera. Your front camera phone is one of the biggest hacking tunnel that you could find, because these hackers can remotely activate your camera without your knowledge and film you or take photos of you or your surroundings. So I would recommend that. I knew that my daughter is a little more cyber aware than I am, and she told me to tape over the camera on my computer, but nobody's ever told me to do the same thing with my phone. So you're saying we should tape our phones too? Absolutely. So first, Facebook, which is the biggest social media company out there, employees of Facebook have stickers on their desktop. That tells you that they themselves know what's happening. Wow. So it's important to have that. The phone is important because we live with our phones. We are mobile. Everything is about the phone, So imagine the phone is an extension of your computer. So, of course, the front of it, especially the front, which is always facing you, that is critical to have. And it's not bad. You get some kind of plumber or electrical tape. I have a black one. It goes with my phone, so it's aesthetically pleasing. And you will be surprised that after a while your habits will change. You will take less selfies. The pictures that you will take are going to be more meaningful. And if you love to take photos, have a separate camera. Have a phone without a SIM card in it, which still works.
Or an actual real camera. How about an actual real camera?
Or an actual real camera that obviously would not be connected to the net.
Well, you make a good point.
To do that.
Because my daughter is also into photography, and some of the brand new cameras come outfitted with Wi-Fi, so you don't have to go back to your house and plug your camera in with a cord if you want to upload your digital photos. So I suppose those would be vulnerable too.
Anything that is connected, even a smart TV, it's very hard today not to buy a smart TV. They're still out there. But anything that has a connected device, because people want facility, people want ease of use. If you want things to be easy, you will be connected. So it's a fine line between security and ease of use. If you want higher security, you will have to take more steps to do that particular task. If you want it to be seamless, like that camera that's connected to the net, to upload to your iCloud or your photo share app, etc., you will have that ease of use, but you will reduce your security and privacy level. It's really a fine line. It depends how you feel. But aside from the photo, what's more important is that now you have banking application, you have everything application.
Yes.
You have this application for buying. I was in New York and we use Seamless a lot. It's an application for delivery, just like a Just Eat or something like that. Now, all these apps ask you if you want to keep the credit card on the app or not. You should never, ever do that. And it is an extra step to re-enter your credit card every time on a device, but it's a lot better than having it stored. The more we want our life to be easy, the more we are giving away our freedom in terms of this is how the technology world works now. And going back, before I let you finish up on this, going back to these applications that know where you are, I'm not sure if you're aware about Beijing in China that has now a social score, and essentially they have facial recognition tools on every single person that's in that city. And if you don't behave a particular way that is conform to the state, you will be punished. You may not be able to go to a nice college. You may not be able to travel. You may not be able to get a job. How we have our credit scores in the U.S., in some countries now they have behavioral scores. This is a very big topic that's very terrifying. Thank God in the West there's still people against that, and people complain when you're getting your biometrics read every minute, especially with what happened with Facebook. But what's important is that if you take some basic steps, turn off your geolocator, put your sticker in front on the back of your phone, that's a great start. You will take less photos, but you'll have at least privacy that nobody else is taking yours without your know-how. And I have that rule that do not type anything on an app unless you assume that the whole world can read it.
Well, here I thought I was doing so well.
You're doing good to start. You're doing what most people don't, so it's a good start. But if you really want privacy, I definitely recommend a couple of these extra steps. Now, I don't know if you know what we do, but we have 3 services that we offer as well that have a high encryption, that process individual data very differently, and the fact that everything is stored in Switzerland. Switzerland has the strictest privacy data laws in the world, and it's illegal for us to even look at it and to divulge who has what in our database. So that's why our company is moving up, and typically it's enterprise or governments or people who want more privacy. We offer a secure email, we offer a secure chat, voice, and a secure backup and file share. So this is our specialty, pretty much.
You make a good point, because I've been reading a lot about this whole issue because I used to be very convenience oriented. And when I'd get a notice that, hey, instead of just putting in your thumbprint, you want to do two-step authentication, I always used to say, no, no, no. Now I say yes to all that. In fact, I just got, my accountant has gone online, so we upload all of our data for tax time.
Yeah.
And now I have this two-step process where I had to download an app and I have to go to my phone and I get a code and I have to punch it in and it's different every time. And I was thinking, what a pain. But now that after I talk to you, I'm thinking, what else can I do? Maybe there's a third step I can take.
Well, you can only minimize. There is no 100% solution. You mentioned your accountant. What we do is we have our digital safe, which is our product, our file share, kind of like a Dropbox, but on privacy and security steroid. And essentially, we grant access to our accountant when we upload our documents, but at least we know who's doing what, and we have a full reporting tool. We don't use these web-based systems like some of these accounting tools. They store everything in the cloud, and you essentially have 3 or 4 big guys in the cloud industry. You have Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and I guess Apple. So a lot of people, their entire data will be in one of these 4 companies.
Wow.
And they don't have a choice. You may buy a software from someone, and you don't know that they use Amazon Web Service.
Yep. I agree.
So you can minimize it. What you're doing is good. More steps is better. In terms of passwords, there's a new trend that in terms of having like a 1, 2, 3 or some name, you just put a sentence. The sentence is your password. That happens to be one of the most difficult one to penetrate, because even these 2-factor authentication that you have, basically they send you a text, okay? Most of the U.S. companies have been penetrated already, so when somebody sends you a text for you to put that extra code, it's already being hacked.
Oh, boy.
It's not safe.
All right. Well, you've made my day feel very precarious here, Alain. Very precarious. But yeah. I want to thank you. This is some good advice, and I'm going to go out tonight, and I'm going to tape up my phone. And
tape up your phone, less social media.
Yes,
when
thank you.
When you post something on social media, you are an open postcard. You are announcing to the world every single activity that you are doing. It doesn't take a genius to hack you.
Well, thank you. Alain Ghiai, who is the CEO of GlobeX Data. Thank you so much for the good advice. I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us. And we're going to be back as Joan Esposito Live, Local and Progressive continues after this.